Welcome to today's masterclass. I'm your host, Phoebe Greenacre, and I'll be taking you through all of the steps that I took personally to make my side hustle in yoga and meditation and somatic therapy into my full-time gig. I would love to know, where are you guys tuning in from? Let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from, maybe what your star sign is, maybe are you working in full time, or have you already gone full time in your side hustle? Let me know in the comments. I'm just going to get my screen up with my masterclass today. Hi, Kim. Hi, Harriet. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Em. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Elizabeth. Laura, Tiaz, Natalie, Amy, Claudia. So many here today. Hi. Em is welcome. Yes, Claudia in Germany, Gemini, currently part-time employed. Alicia, Perth, Western Australia, Scorpio, and self-projected projector. I love it. I'm a manifesting generator for those human design fans out there. Hi, Laura from Surrey, UK, part-time, but want to go get out there. Another Gemini. Elizabeth, Greek island, full-time. Hello. Harriet is from Bristol, UK, 4-month-old daughter. Hello, Harriet. Amazing. Yes, you've been talking about leaving the NHS for a while, so let's make it happen. Hi, Amy from London, working full-time in finance, but took your first YTT. Amazing. Yes. Amazing. Yes, you will get a recording of this. It will be sent out after we stop, and after it gets edited and popped up. But yes, amazing. Welcome. Love seeing all you guys here. So let me just going to share my screen. I'm going to share sound, and okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. I am going to get my Canva presentation up. So let me know if you can see my screen. Just give me a little thumbs up in the chat box, or just a little yes in the chat box. Not yet. Okay. Can't see it yet. Luckily I checked, guys. Luckily I checked. Okay. Let me know. We got it this time now. I swear I can blame everything on mum brain moving forward for the rest of my career. Okay, how to go all in on your holistic side hustle. Let's dive into today. So if you like any of the presentation today, anything that I'm sharing, tag me on @PhoebeGreenacre, and I'll give you a little reshare after I finish. Always love sharing the love. Even if you're watching at home, you're watching the replay as well. If this is the first time you're meeting me, hi, welcome. I'm Australian. I live in Bali. I used to live in London for about seven years. So I feel like I have a little bit of a Londoner in me, and I really resonate because I built most of my community in London when I was there. So I am a somatic therapist and a coach. I am the founder of the Self-Care Space, which is my online healing platform. Think somatic therapy, yin yoga, breath work, that type of stuff. And then I'm the co-founder of a London-based activewear brand called Silu. So that's just like me in a nutshell, very quickly, like the title, LinkedIn kind of stuff. But I like to get to know people on a personal level. So this is more my personal page. This is me in that little red top when I was 30 and thinking I was going to take over the world. That's 10 years ago. I turned 40 next month. So I was I quit my job in 9 to 5 and starting my first marketing agency. I live in Bali, which is the bikini shot in Lombongan. It's my favorite island. Teach yoga. I love red wine, Malbec, most importantly from Argentina. I used to be a travel blogger, traveled to nearly 70 countries. And yeah, there's just a few little things about me, manifesting generator. I like to know people. As soon as I meet people, I want to know their story. I want to get to like the I don't know, the essence of them. So hopefully today you'll get a little bit more of my essence through this presentation. So in my previous life, when I was living in London, when I was doing all the things, teaching yoga, somatic therapy, activewear brand, these were some of the places that I either sold my brand in or I was featured in articles online, newspapers, websites, loads of different things. So when I'm sharing the stuff that I'm sharing today, it's not stuff that I learned through one course that I'm teaching you. This is through 15 years of my experience of building online businesses, brands, my background in corporate marketing. So you're getting some good legitimate stuff today. I have lived many lives, and these are just a few of the lives that I've lived. I started out in the corporate world as an EA, an executive assistant, social media manager, marketing manager, brand consultant, activewear founder, retreat host, all of the things. And I just want to remind you that no matter where you are, no matter how old you are or where you are in your journey, it's okay to start over, and it's never too late to start over. This is just a short little timeline of me. I quit at age 29 in Sydney, moved to London at 30, did my first YTT at 31, started my yoga brand at 32, studied somatic therapy at age 34. So you can see online business at 36 during COVID, sold my brand at 37, moved to Bali, and then I did breathwork at 38 and had a baby at 39. I haven't updated that slide. So I just want you to know, wherever you are, if you're in that finance role and you're starting over, like, don't worry about how old you are. Age is just a number. And I just want to be like a walking, talking example of that it's never too late. It's never too late to start over. Okay, before we dive into the nuts and bolts of today's masterclass, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to envision yourself fully in your business, your holistic wellness business. You're there, you're full-time, you're thriving. You have to say no to clients. You have that many clients. And I want you to feel into, how does it feel to be fully alive in your body in this state of being fully in your business? And I want you to feel into, how does it feel to wake up in the morning and jump out of bed and want to get into your work straight away? How does it feel to welcome in loads of abundance, like more money that you've ever earned in your bank account? How does it feel to be healthy in your body, in your mind, and also in your business? And so right now, this vision of you, this vision of your higher self, the one that's already there, the one that's already succeeding, the one that's already launched their business online and really enjoying and thriving and feeling alive. Moving forward, this is the higher self version of you that I want you to ask advice from. I want you to connect into. I want you to remember how it feels to be in this body, feeling alive, feeling that the business is already making as much money as you need, and you are serving your clients with your passion, and that's making you come alive even more. So bottle that up into a little bit of a future self visualization that you can tap on at any time. So when you're making decisions in your life, decisions in relationship, decisions, anything that's related to moving your business forward or jumping full-time into your business, you're going to ask that future self, what would I do? What should I do? Rather than asking sometimes ourselves now, or looking around and making decisions from external resources, what would that future self that is fully alive in your business do? And she will always give you the best answer. Okay, thank you for journeying to that place with me. You can open your eyes again. I'd love to know in the comments, how did that feel? Maybe a feeling or an emotion that you felt in your body just then as you did that visualization. Let me know in the comments as I skip all the way back to the start. Okay. Alive, liberated. Oh, I love that word, liberated, liberation. Amazing. What other words? Energized. Yes, we love to be energized. Any other words we got going on? Peaceful, fulfilled, free, beautiful, finally content. Anything is possible. I want you to write these down on Post-it notes and put them around where you do your work so that you can tap into this whenever you need. Laura, a bit overwhelmed. That's okay too. All of our feelings are welcome. Okay, so today's outline, we're going to go through how to break free from self-doubt, starting small, dreaming big, cultivating your tribe, clarifying your offerings, and some marketing strategies. What I want, and it's all sprinkled with brain neuroscience. So how to hack your brain and neuroscience backed tips that can help you move your business forward. So the first one is how to deal with self-doubt. So personally, I have days where I doubt myself, and I want you to know, no matter how many times you've done something, how many years you experience you have in a business, how many times you've worked with a client, it's totally normal. I want you to remember that we all were a beginner one day. No one was born on this earth as an Einstein. We all work towards what we have built in this lifetime. So I want you to have a little bit of self-compassion for wherever you are at that journey. If you're just did your first YTT and you're still working in finance and you're comparing yourself to yoga teachers that have been teaching for 10 years, please have a little bit of self-compassion. Imagine if we said to a baby, why aren't you walking yet? To a 5-month-old, look at that 5-year-old. They've been walking for years, you know. We need to have compassion for ourselves for where we are at this time. So don't compare yourself to day one with day 1000 of others. And don't even compare yourself to other people that did your YTT, because we all have our own unique journey and we all have our own unique pathway to finding fulfillment and finding that place where we want to land. So I have, why do I keep doing this? I have an example to give you, a practice to give you so that you don't feel the self-doubt. And it's a self-compassionate inquiry practice. Okay. So I want you to explore your self-doubt. This is a little bit of a somatic therapy technique. And I want you to ask your self-doubt, what are you protecting me from? And maybe you want to jot these down on a piece of paper or put it on a Post-it note. Having a conversation with your self-doubt, or having a conversation with that part of you that is trying to protect you. And ask it, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? And maybe this might be a great journaling prompt for you for today or for tomorrow or any time that this self-doubt arises. And I want you to have an understanding and acknowledgement of whatever they are saying. Because we all have different parts of ourselves inside our body, mind. We have the part of us that's protecting us. We have the part of us that is our biggest critic. We have so many different parts of us. We have our inner child that just wants to be loved. And so this part of us that's the protector is where the self-doubt is coming from. So rather than thinking, oh, I'm really shit, I can't do this, and then you don't do it, I want you to have that conversation with that part of you. And then I also want you to say, I'm not choosing that outcome today, and I'm going to choose what my higher self with, the one that we just visualized, and I'm going to make decisions from that place, like you are already there, like you're already living, like your business is up and running and you're thriving. So there's a number 2 tip for hitting self-doubt in the gut and being like, no, it's not happening today. So I don't know if you listened to a podcast by Mel Robbins, and she has the 5-second rule. So this is to override your brain by counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you take action. So an example that Mel gives is that maybe your alarm goes off in the morning and you don't want to get out of bed to go to the gym. And so instead of letting your brain be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's sleep in, you count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just get out of bed. Or it might be like, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm tired. And then you're like, I'm going to go do something else instead after work. And you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So my little holistic twist on that is when you get to the 1, you take the really, really, really deep breath in and a really long sounding sigh out. So we can all do it together right now, okay? If you have any type of self-doubt coming in after this masterclass, if that voice that comes in with like, you're not good enough to make a business online, you could never do what Phoebe does, then I want you to be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you are sighing out, I want you to visualize all of the self-doubt being breathed out of your body. I don't know if you tried that with me just then, but if this is resonating with you, I'd love to know in the comments. Just be like, yes, I'm going to try it. I like this. Let me know so I'm not just talking to myself this whole presentation. Okay, next part. So the neuroscience hack. And we all have probably heard, you're probably in the wellness industry, that meditation is good for us. And I'm going to give you the science behind it because practicing mindfulness or meditation, it helps to reduce the activity in our brain's default mode network. So the DMN, which is active during when we have thoughts of and doubts, and the ones that are like more critical. So when we have a practice of a meditation practice or mindfulness practice, it helps to reduce the activity during those critical thinking times. So this strengthens, or the mindfulness or the meditation strengthens the neuro pathways that promote focus, calm, reducing the impact of the amygdala in the brain. That's the brain's fear center, and then helps us managing our self-doubt. So if you need another reason to meditate or another reason to do mindfulness practices, just think, okay, I'm going to have a better mindfulness or meditation practice because it's going to help me in my business. If that's the only reason why you do it, then that is going to be another way to help you with self-doubt. Okay, next step, starting small, but dreaming big. So the brain has a little reward system. And when we finish a task, or we tick something off our list, or we do something and we're like, yes, we did it, we can give ourselves a reward. Sometimes I'm like, do 1 hour of your human design training and then you can go get a coffee. I'm like, yes, I'm going to do that. I give myself a little reward. Our brain is actually wired to reward yourself with little hits of dopamine when you finish something. So I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments if you have ever written stuff down that you've already done just so you can tick it off the list. That is me. Sometimes I don't even have a list, but then I'm like, I'm going to write a list to see what else I need to do today. And I'm like, tick, tick. Like I literally write it down and highlight it. And I know I've already done it, but it gives me a little dopamine hit. So rather than thinking about your business as, oh my God, I have to do so much work, I need to build a bigger community, I need to get more followers, like, I don't want you to think about that, the end result, okay? I want you to think about just this next small step, okay? So the next small step is going to give you a small achievable goal, and your brain is going to be like, oh, yes. And then it actually helps to get you motivated to then make us feel good. And then you want to do it again. So it's a repeatable reward system. And this is why setting smaller goals, more achievable goals, and measurable goals, like goals without measurement are just really like dreams. So like, oh, I want to grow my online business this year. Like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to measure that? And then what are the small steps to actually do that? So the reason why we want to do this again and again and again, because it's these small little wins that keeps that the part of our brain that does the planning and the decision making, it's like the executive functioning area, the prefrontal cortex, it keeps it activated, and then it allows you to be focused on the longer term goals. So this is why I love doing those small little dopamine hits. Maybe you're not even aware that you do get dopamine hits, but this is why it's great to do those small achievable goals. So the year that I had very small achievements, but consistently, was the year that I grew huge in 2020. So if I go along the bottom of the timeline, I started with free classes. I then started with online paid classes, digital downloads like a £5 meditation or a £10 yoga replay. June, I had the idea for the membership. July, I spent the whole month building the membership, but I didn't think, oh my God, I have to build a membership. I don't know how to do that. I was like, okay, I'm going to film the content. And then every day I was like, tick, film the content. And then the next week it might be like, write all the descriptions. So there was very small steps, but very consistently, so that I got to where I wanted to get. I wanted to leave London, which was pretty much my end goal. So August, I launched the Self-Care Space, which is my online healing platform. November, I created my first paid workshop. December, I sold my first coaching course. January, I moved to Kenya, and then I moved to Bali. So wherever you are in your business, I want you to think about the next small step. Because I know some people are like, okay, this month I'm going to post every day on Instagram. I'm going to write a newsletter. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do outreach. And it's like, I'm going to do a new website, and you get inundated with your to-do list. It's overwhelming. And you sometimes get paralyzed and you don't do anything. Maybe you take a weekend off or a long weekend off, and then you can get completely out of your mojo. And you're like, well, I'm just not going to do this anymore. It's too hard. I'm sure we have all been there. So if there's anything that you take away from today, that the small achievements, consistently give yourself those dopamine hits from those ticking off those lists. So next up is cultivating your tribe. And you may be wishing that I'm going to share like more technical social media tips, but today I'm sharing more about emotional connections and how, when you show up online, creating emotional connections with your community, whether you have 10 people in your community or 10,000 in your community, or you're on that pathway to building it. The biggest connection people will ever make with you is when you're sharing your story and you're sharing from a place where you want to help people with your story and you want to resonate with them on an emotional level with your community. So during that year of 2020 of my exponential growth, I was sharing that I was anxious. I was sharing that I didn't know like how to get past that. I was very, very honest with what I was sharing. So I created so many emotional connections. And I don't even know if some of you ladies here today have been in this community since 2020 or before. But when I got really vulnerable and when I started to share, that's where I really fostered and cultivated my tribe of people that wanted to learn more about their emotions, that wanted to have more freedom in their life, that wanted to feel alive consciously. So the reason, and this is the neuroscience hack, the reason why when we share emotional stories or sharing vulnerability, and we're being transparent about that, it activates this center, the limbic system in the brain, enhancing our memory. So we remember. I'm sure you've all had an emotional experience and you remember it like day and night, like when your heart being broken or you've lost someone. And it also, the limbic system in the brain, it deepens connections, whether it's with you, whether it's with a brand. I don't know, Christmas time in the UK, there's always like a Marks and Spencer's TV commercial, and it normally makes you cry. You're like, damn, that's a sad Christmas, commercial. And we can bring this into our own storytelling on social media, through our newsletters, through how you tell your stories. And so this is why I want you to emotionally charge your content, because it tends to be more memorable and more impactful. A lot of the times people aren't going to remember a whole bunch of facts, but they will remember if you tell them the emotional story that went along with a fact that's going to help them. So the real life example, I really love to apply it to how you can take it away and apply it to your business. Don't just share the highlights online, also share the lowlights, because that's where people are going to actually resonate with you a lot more and connect with you and become part of your tribe. Being vulnerable is the next part. I don't want you to go on there and tell your entire life story and then wake up the next morning and have like a vulnerability hangover and be like, oh my God, I shared way too much. You want to share as much as you feel comfortable with, and that you want the internet to know about, but sharing from a place that this is going to help someone else. So a part of one of my sister's stories, she's just started to share about her domestic violence. And for years, she never shared about it. I didn't even know about it. And now she's a hypnotherapist and bringing that online. And she's only sharing parts of the story that she feels comfortable to share it. It's healed also. She's not sharing it as an open wound. She's sharing it and it's already healed. So she's sharing it from a regulated place. So just those are some tips when you're sharing and being vulnerable online. And then being open and transparent. I don't know if you already follow me on Instagram, that you can see how I share and get tips from how I share in terms of my vulnerability. Next up, clarifying your offering. So I see this one mistake with a lot of people that are coaches or yoga teachers are out there, that when they do an offering, it's really complicated. I'm like, oh, this sounds lovely, but there's so much information, and I I don't know why people are signing up. Like, I don't know. It's very hard for them to, like, their ideal client to connect with what it is they're offering. So simplifying is the first step. So when you're creating it, use clear, simple language. Remember, people, when they're learning from you, when they're signing up to your offerings, when they're booking in sessions, they're not the expert in what you do. So say when I'm talking about my somatic therapy, I really bring it back down to basics so that people understand what it is. Don't overcomplicate it, because a lot of the times it can go over their head. Also, the brain prefers to conserve energy. So information that's easy to process is more appealing and is more persuasive because it takes less energy power for our brains to compute it. So there's a theory called cognitive fluency theory. That's a mouthful. And it suggests that the brain processes information more easily. It promotes a sense of familiarity and trust. So by using simple language and simple, offerings, people can trust us faster, and we can feel more familiar when we use terms and language that's easy to understand and easy to connect with. So this makes your offerings more attractable, more accessible, and your ideal or potential clients will be like, yes, that's me. Yes, I really connect with that. I'm going to sign up. So we want to provide a solution. So first of all, we want to identify your client's problems. Let's throw out a few different things. People want to lose weight. People want to gain flexibility. People want to heal some childhood trauma. So they're the problems that you're going to put on your website that you provide a solution. So once you identify your client's problems, and you'll probably do this, like maybe when you first start, you may not identify them straight away, and that's okay. This is why I really suggest doing loads of practice sessions, loads of one-to-ones, even years of one-to-ones, so that you kind of see the problems that keep coming back and back and back. And then create an easy to explain solution. So I always ask my clients, like when they get in an elevator with someone, your ideal client, and they say, hey, what do? You need to be able to tell them in 15 seconds or less, 10 seconds if they're getting out on the next floor, what you do and who you help and what you do. So if you don't have that in your Instagram bio or you don't have that on your website, that is something that I really think it's super easy to tweak and really talk straight to your ideal client. And doing this then makes it easy for you to sell your offerings, makes it easy for you to get online and talk to your clients' problems and then talk to how your solution helps them. So you're just making your job easier to be the marketer or the salesperson for your business. Is this resonating, guys? Is this something that you can take away and implement into your own business? So an example for my business program, the Consciously Alive CEO, the problem is I don't know how to start an online business. And the solution is the exact steps to starting your business. It's really simple. Like when you put it into this practice of what's the problem, what's the solution, it really makes everything really easy moving forward. I'm glad it's resonating. Thanks, Amy. Then the self-care space. The problem I find with my ideal clients at the self-care space is there's no time for self-care and there's no time for self-healing, or they don't have time to go to therapy, or they can't afford to go to therapy. So the solution is a library of self-healing rituals and classes that they can do at any time of the day, week, month, anywhere where they are. So really simple. What's the problem? What's the solution? The last one example is my Decoding You course. So the problem is people want to know how to self-heal. They want to know how to regulate their emotions, but they can't afford therapy. And this is a short course, a 7-part self-healing journey that teaches you the basics of psychology, the basics about emotion regulation, and tools and tips through somatic therapy to actually be that inquiry for yourself, to see what is underneath the emotions and how to best regulate them. Okay, last but not least, some marketing strategies. Storytelling is my favorite marketing strategies. And I'm always coming back to the brain here. Storytelling engages multiple parts of the brain, such as language processing and sensory imagery areas, making your marketing more engaging and more memorable. Now, I want you to visualize a library, and there's a librarian, and there's all the kids around listening to the story. If the librarian or the teacher or whoever's reading the story is like, this is what happened to the dog, and then that's what happened, the kids are going to be like, what's this guy about? Or what's this lady about? And leave, because it's not going to be engaging. So take whatever you need from that example when you tell your story. Make it sound as emotionally inducing, but describe how you were feeling. Because normally, before you started your holistic practice or before you studied to become a therapist or a yoga teacher, you were probably suffering with something, and that holistic certification helped you feel better. Like 99% of people that get into holistic industry have gone through that transformation. So really describe what it was or how you were feeling before. And then just examples, say, and then you became a hypnotherapist, how hypnotherapy transformed your life and how you feel now. So, because people remember stories, they connect with your journey, and they will follow you. They'll buy your offers again and again and again if they have ever been feeling the same that you were along their own journey. So the idea is to hook with emotion and then anchor with the facts. So an example is to hook with the story, like tell the story, but then the facts might be about how hypnotherapy works, how many lives that you've changed with your own hypnotherapy practice. And that's how the emotional part and the fact part is going to combine to make it a memorable story for that ideal client. So think of, I'm going to open Instagram up. I'm going to tell a story that has a point. So you're going to be either educating or inspiring or motivating, but you're going to have the emotional side, and you're also going to have the factual side. And those together is going to make your story or your storytelling more impactful. And this combination ensures that the emotional brain, the limbic system, is engaged, making the audience more receptive to the logical and detail-orientated parts of your message. That's why storytelling works. And that's why people remember the stories, or people get moved by the stories. So my real life example that I often share sporadically through my business journey is that when I hit my rock bottom, I had just quit my 9-to-5 job. I was sleeping on my sister's couch. I was brokenhearted from a breakup, single. I was unemployed. I had $0 in my bank account because I just got back from traveling. It was not a good time in my life. And I've written about this in my newsletter. I've shared about it on my stories. This is where I want people to resonate, that if you're all of these, or at some point in your life you have been this, that I want you to know that it is possible to change your life. It is possible to completely not even recognize where your life is now. So I'm now 10 years on. I'm married. Back when I was 30 and brokenhearted, I didn't think that I would get married. I didn't think I had a family. I'm being left behind, all of the things. I live in Bali now, thriving online business. And so so many people that have worked with me to this date have resonated with part of my story. Maybe not the whole story, but maybe part of it. Maybe they've gone through a breakup. Maybe they've quit the 9 to 5 and been sleeping on someone's couch. And so that's the real life example of how I use my own story in storytelling. Thank you for the heart, Tiaz. Okay, so the last few little bits that sometimes are glazed over. Sometimes people say, oh, if you should just quit your job and go all in on your business. And I would say, yes, do that, but only when your basic needs, like on Maslow's hierarchy needs, you have food, you have shelter, that those two things are covered. So I wouldn't go all in my full-time in my side hustle until those things are covered. So if your finance job is really like giving you the shits and you don't want to be there anymore and you hate it, yes, quit your job, but definitely have a part-time job or find another job that you can do in the meantime while you build your business. Cover that safety first, because when we are safe, we act a different way. Our frequency is a different way. We're going to show up a different way online. A lot of the basic needs are covered, so we don't have to do anything and everything to get a client to pay rent. I don't want you to be in that like scarcity mindset when you're starting your business. The next point, it's that it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And there's going to be twists and turns, and there's going to be hills and downs, valleys of this journey. And I want you to always remember your why you did this in the first place, why you love the holistic certification practice that you do have. And remember that no business was built overnight, instant success. But if we can look at Rome, it wasn't built in a day, but they worked at it every single day. So just remember that from when you're building your business. And then if we go back to the higher self that's already thriving in her business, that's loving her life, she has more freedom, she's moved to whatever country she's wanted, or she's just got more time to pick up the kids. When self-doubt creeps in, or when, maybe it's self-sabotage creeps in, you're like, I'm not going to do this. I always say, I'm not accepting any other outcome other than success. I'm not available for any of this negative self-talk. I'm only available for accepting my pathway to my highest self, the person that's already successful, the person that's already got everything that she wants, that's already thriving. And so when things creep in, when the self-doubt creeps in, when there's negative chatter going on in your brain, you can be like, cool, I see you. I acknowledge you that you're there, but I'm not accepting that. And I'm going to do the thing that's going to push my business forward. Is that something that you think that you can apply to your life when you're building your business? Let me know in the comments if that's just one thing that you can do so that you don't get pushed behind from your negative thoughts. Amazing. Yes, Elizabeth. Yes, Tiaz. Okay. So this is something that I share in a lot of my masterclasses, and I just want you to see what the growth was in terms of my full-time job in London. And I was working 45 hours per week. And I had my side hustle was teaching yoga. My side hustle was yoga retreats and also blogging. And I was working 45 hours per week in my job, in my marketing job. Then moving to 2019, I actually was made redundant. So the universe gave me a little kick up the butt. And I started teaching in studios. I had private clients, one-to-one coaching, collaborations, events. I started building my activewear brand. And then my average month was around 5K. But I was working like 60 hours a week. And I was literally reaching burnout. Like I was very, very, very stressed. And I was just living that rat race, hustle life in London. And then move over to 2020 and to where I am today. I was able to cut down my working week to 2 to 6 hours, depending on if I have launches on. And I was focusing on group programs, my membership, digital downloads, affiliates, and one-to-one clients. So very minimal work and much more play and living. So I want you to see that from my full-time job, working so many hours a week, if I applied 45 hours a week to my work that I do now, I could definitely make much, much more money. But I'm really happy with where I'm at the moment, working, because I want the balance. I want the work-life balance. I don't want work to feel like work, and I want to be able to spend time with my daughter and my family and actually live. So that's why the 2 to 6 hours work week is really, really good for me. Who wants to have a 2 to 6 hour work week feeling very content with their business? Okay, last little visualization to do. I want you to close your eyes again. Yes, Harriet, Tiaz, Amy, you all want that working week, that short working week, and it is possible. So closing down our eyes, I want you to visualize where you want to be in 1 year's time. You're waking up. Where are you waking up? Who are you waking up with, if you're waking up with someone? What is the first thing you do when you wake up? And how does your day unfold? If you're consciously creating a life that you love and a life that makes you feel alive and a business that is thriving and it works for you rather than you working for it, how are you feeling? What are some of the emotions that are going through your body? What can you see when you leave your house? How do you feel in your body? So I want you to connect with that version of yourself in 1 year's time and how you feel, what's around you. This is your goal for this next year, to get to this place. So you need to work backwards from where you want to be. And then what does that look like? What do you need to do now to get to that place in 1 year's time? What do you need to do in February, in March, and April? Going through each of the months of the years and working backwards so that you arrive on January 17th, 2025 at that place. So you can gently open your eyes when you're ready. Maybe you write down in your notebook, where do you want to be in 1 year's time? And then start your action plan. How are you going to get there? What do you need to do this year? What are you committing to? What are your non-negotiables? What do you have to say no to so that you have space to do the things that you want to do? Because in 1 year's time, your whole life can change. If you put the energy, the effort, the time, the resources into the goal. Where do you guys want to be in 1 year's time? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know and be inspired by you guys. So while you guys are typing, I want to tell you about maybe some next steps that might help you to get to you where you want to be in 1 year's time. So Rachel wants to be living on her own sailboat, somewhat in the tropics, working part-time online, possibly pregnant. Oh, I love that for you. And I hope all of those things come true for you, Rach. Amazing. What a vision. Maybe not pregnant on a boat unless you want to be seasick and nauseous, but That is a beautiful visualization that I can connect with you right now. Harriet, successfully self-employed, balanced family time, a house in the countryside with my daughter playing in the big while I work. Amazing. I can see that joy and that laughter. Big garden. Yeah, I kind of got that, Harriet. Amazing. Okay, so I have helped more than 140 women through my 12-week program to help them build and elevate their own online business. It's called the Consciously Alive CEO. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about now. And if you've already, I know we've got people on the call that have already done it. So thanks for tuning in. I'd love it how you guys always still want to learn more from me. And if you haven't heard about it, let's just dive into a few things that are inside. So here's just a little sneak peek. You will find how to find my niche, how to create and simplify my offer, how to launch my offer, how to build confidence, how to use storytelling, how to sell my offer, how to set up all the tech, because I know that's a big, overwhelming part of it for many people. I add trainings to the CEO program every single launch. So there's new things that have already been added into this round. I keep adding more and more just as things are updated and as I learn more things as well. What makes it a little bit special, but besides the like really huge library of video trainings, the one thing that's kind of underlying all is that there's that holistic side of healing underneath creating a business online. So the way I've been able to create my own business online is because I make sure that my self-care is taken care of first, and that I'm always looking at what's inside my body to regulate my nervous system, to know more about myself. And these things I've added into the program as well. That includes a chakra healing journey. There's human design for business, menstrual flow and your business, and also the self-healing journey through all of those parts. So this is kind of a snapshot of what's included. There's 90, I can't believe there's 90 videos in there already, pre-recorded workshops. And so this is a study in your own time. It's about 2 to 3 hours per week. That includes doing a workbook as well. There's 3 months of live coaching with me, and we meet every second Saturday, so twice Saturdays per month on 9 a.m. UK time. There's in-depth strategy workbooks so that you take the time to implement the things that you learn in the videos. And there's also the healing somatic therapy questioning in there as well. You have daily support through the Facebook group. So through the live program, you get to ask as many questions you want in between the calls. You also get an accountability buddy so that you get linked up with it to then talk about what's happening in the program, to maybe have a chat with a Zoom, maybe brainstorm. So there's 3 layers of support. And then there's also the self-care space, which you get access to, which is the emotional and somatic therapy support as well. So here are just a few examples of people that have done the program, what they were before and what they do now. So Anna Garrard was a school teacher and now she's a women's periods coach. Marsha was a psychologist. Now she's the founder of her own brand, Menopausology, that helps women going through menopause. Carly was an investment banker. She's now got an activewear brand and she's a business coach. Helen was a school teacher. She's now a mindset coach. And Karina was an office admin assistant, and now she's a yoga teacher and relaxation guide. So just a few of the things that the way of people have transformed their life through this program.
Started Phoebe's course, I was retraining as a coach and I was in my 9 to 5 and I wasn't sure if it was the right time to be taking the course, but I am so pleased that I took it when I did, because it meant that when I was qualified I was able to launch my business with a bang. And I've had my business less than a year now and I've made over £150,000 in sales, and I just can't believe that I'm actually saying that, because when I started the course, one of the things that I was, I guess, concerned about was, can I make a success out of this? And Phoebe held that belief before I had the belief myself. And she just created the most amazing space with the most amazing network of women. I've never felt more supported by more like-minded people. And that network of women has just been priceless, absolutely priceless. But she really enabled me to learn the foundations of creating a business. I wouldn't have had a clue where to start without that, and I'm just so incredibly grateful for her and for the course.
So that's Helen, one of my clients that came through 2021, I think it was. There's a podcast episode on my podcast with her. There's actually two. She's just super inspiring. I'm super inspired by her as well. Here is another testimonial.
I joined Phoebe's course back in 2022 when I was starting off my own holistic healing business. I didn't know where to start, I didn't know what to do, I didn't know really what my why was, I didn't have the confidence. So starting Phoebe's course has helped me to where I am today. In Phoebe's course there is everything you need to know, as well as strategy based, helping you set up websites, workflows, emails, Canva, and so much more. But then also in this course there's a lot of self-care, spiritualness and healing, which I absolutely love, as I believe as you are building a business you also have to heal yourself. I loved Phoebe's course because it had everything you needed to know, and it helped me build the confidence and know what my why was as well. Phoebe is true, authentic soul. She knows what she's doing. She is passionate and loves what she does. She is true from the heart, and she has gave me this ultimate freedom and flexibility to live abroad and where I need to be, as well as doing what I absolutely love, which I thought I could never do. So in this course has gave me the push and the encouragement to do that. I am absolutely loving the empire that I have built. I live more freely and flexible. I work the hours that I want to work. I wanted to get out of the 9 to 5 hustle. I am living abroad in a place that I absolutely love, and I now have the great clients that have come into my life, and I feel truly grateful for this course and coming across Phoebe, because I wouldn't be where I am today. So if you are looking for a course or something to help you start off your own business with a bit of healing, a bit of self-love as well on the way, I highly recommend Phoebe's course.
And lucky last, Danielle.
So, I've been a yoga teacher for a while now, but the thought of starting an online business is always something I've wanted to do, but it's always terrified me because I felt I didn't know where to start. And Phoebe's been so instrumental in helping me discover what my ikigai is, what my zone of genius is, and then also really helping me put in structures in place so that I'm actually building towards something and I'm creating something that comes from my soul and that has lasting value. And I can't recommend her more. I am so excited for you to step into this beautiful feminine portal to transport you forward into your future.
So these are some just wonderful women that have done the program and that are inside the Facebook group, and you get access to them when you join the program. You get to collaborate with them. You get to meet your new business bestie. And so many of these ladies have gone on to continue to work together and work for each other, which is great. Each other's clients, or collaborate, do photo shoots, courses, loads of different things. So if you are feeling called to stepping into the higher self that wants to build your online business this year, or create an online business that from your physical business, these are just a few of the details. The sign-up deadline is the 23rd of January. There's 3 months of group calls starting on January 27th. You get coaching inside the Facebook group immediately. So as soon as you sign up, you get bonus a few weeks extra. You get your accountability buddy, and you also get 12 months access to the program. And then if you sign up today or tomorrow, there's a bonus for you as well. So why this course? I hope that you can see that this is 15 years of real life business experience. There's also the emotional therapy support. I've lived and breathed businesses since pretty much I started working, and built successful international brands and sold one as well. So these are the 3 different options for payments in terms of booking onto the program. You can pay in full. There's 3 monthly payments or 6 monthly payments. And then if you take any of these options, there are bonuses today for coming to this masterclass. For the pay in full, you get 6 months of Facebook coaching instead of the 3. You get 24 months access instead of the 12. You get 6 months self-care space instead of the 3. And then you get my Decoding You program, which is the Become Your Own Therapist program. Extra value is around $2,500. Or if you do the payment plans, you get 6 months of Facebook coaching, 24 months access, and 6 months to the self-care space. So if you're thinking that, yes, this is it, I'm a hell yes, Phoebe, I want in, you need to apply to be in the program. And I'll send that link out after in the replay email, or you can find it on my website. So the bonus ends in 48 hours, and it's the first 5 to sign up. So I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. We've come to the end of this masterclass. So if there's anything that you would like to ask me, business advice, I am all yours. You can ask a question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and put your video on if you would like to ask. Let me know. I know a lot of people have had to run and leave, which is completely fine. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for joining. If there are no questions, I wish you all the lovely vibes for the rest of the day. And if you enjoyed it, come say hi over on Instagram. And I hope that, come join in the next one. And I hope what you got, whatever you needed to from today. So if there's no questions.
Hi, Phoebe, I have a question.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi. I'm at the point where I've done loads of research, loads of thinking, building stuff, not implementing anything. So I'm going to go right back to the start.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking at now is doing offering free coaching so that I can actually figure out my skill set, how it can help people.
Yeah.
Because I'm not exactly sure what people require from me.
Okay.
So how do you do that? Because I don't want to not work with people that haven't got the requirements that I want to work with in future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I can't really give you advice until you tell me what you do and what's your ideal client.
My background is body work.
Yes.
So I'm helping people to become physically aware. So it's very somatic based.
Yes.
It's a therapeutic body work. It's a bit. So I graduated in 2005, so I've got a lot of experience on that side.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in how to increase energy in the body. So not just physically, but also energetically. So I'm very interested in energy work. It's something that I've studied a lot. Yeah. And I'm also a yoga teacher, so I'm into movement as well, breath work, all of that stuff. I've got tons of experience.
Amazing.
I just can't quite figure out how to get it into a business online.
Sure.
So I guess what I am is helping people to become more aware and increase their energy and manage anxiety.
Yeah. So if that was me, I would probably start with maybe like 30-minute energy awareness coaching sessions. So you're going to do however many for free. You can make how many people you're going to offer it for, and then do energy audits. How do people and then offer the sessions, ask for testimonials. Maybe that's the prerequisite. Like, I'm going to give away these free sessions in exchange for a testimonial. Okay. And that's where I would start. I would start collecting testimonials. I would start getting practice around doing these energy audits or helping people with their energy. So that it then builds your confidence, it builds your experience. It sounds like you've, done a lot of training and you have a lot of things under your belt. So you just got to start using them. Yeah. Have you started teaching yoga? Have you started teaching any of the things?
At the moment, I teach yoga. I've just got a spot in the pandemic's knocked me around a lot.
Yeah.
Had to relocate, not be able to work in person, trying to build up online. So it's a bit of I've just got a place working locally in person
Okay.
for yoga.
Okay.
I've got
Great.
one-on-one online clients that
Yes.
I've worked with for long periods of time, and I work as a body worker on one of the
Right.
Greek islands for a whole 6-month stint. That's in
Okay.
person with people. I don't actually get to work in a coaching way with them because they come for a week and then they go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
So my plan is to switch over totally online and then hold my own retreats.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, that's where I would start. I would start with the free energy audits. I would start with, I don't know if you've got any social media, but start sharing what your knowledge is about energy and how we can create more energy with the skills that you have, and start giving away information for free.
Okay, thanks. That's really helpful because I would have thought like I should do free 3-month coaching to get an idea of how I can work. 30 minutes is really great.
30 minutes free audits. Maybe you do 10, but you could get 10 different people. And then like, there's no reason why you can't do a 3-month coaching, but it's a long time to be giving away free.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to take me like at least another year before I've got anything to work with.
Yeah. No.
Great. That's really helpful. Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
today.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
And then Tiaz, you're still there. So many things to share, but no idea where to start, what to share first to begin with. I would share your story. That's where I would start. And then from your story, you will be able to share what has changed your life. I don't know, Tiaz, what are you trained in? What are you wanting to start your business in? That's where I would start with your story. And then your story will then lead on to probably your training or your holistic certification. And then from there, you're going to start sharing your expertise in that area to then start to help people. I hope that helps. Joanna, I haven't yet done my YTT. Do you think it's possible to start building the business whilst in training, or more would you start building your socials and your story so that when you are trained, you can take this off, or would you wait? Joanna, I would start. There's no reason why you can't start sharing about yoga or yoga quotes or even anything that's, starting with your story. I see loads of people starting their socials before they have their certification, and it's just a way to connect with people and a way to find your tribe, cultivating your tribe by sharing your story, by storytelling. Maybe it's, you don't need to be a yoga teacher to say 3 reasons why you love yoga. There's loads of Instagram accounts out there that are, like personal blogs or personal accounts. So 100% start your socials before you do your YTT. I hope that helps, Joanna. Okay, ladies, there's no other questions text here, so I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go back to my baby. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for all of your engagement and chatting and all of the comments. It's been really lovely to be here. And the recording will be sent out so you can get a copy of it in a few hours. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.